one of the main things that's sort of brought you that success has been the Netflix specials. And
Mm.
if you will, I would like to talk about Jigsaw for a moment, because
Absolutely.
for those of the viewers who aren't aware, it's caused somewhat of a phenomenon.
Yes, yes, it's resulted in, at the moment, I think it's about 125,000 breakups, 400 cancelled engagements, and 350 divorces.
Did you think about that going in, that could happen, or was it just a complete
No.
coincidence? Yeah.
No, it wasn't a coincidence. Like, my dad had told me this analogy. I had this analogy in my head throughout my life, just sort of sitting in the back somewhere. And I was thinking about it more and more because I was single and I was really enjoying being single, and I always felt like I had to justify it. So this rant was my justification, mainly to myself. And then I was with some friends and I said it to one of them. And literally 2 days later, he messaged me and was like, I just broke up with my girlfriend. Like, I couldn't get what you said out of my head. And I was like, that's so funny. Like, that's, I didn't expect that to happen, but good. I'm glad you're in a better place. And, this is good for you. And then I told that story on stage, and some people were like, oh, you should what's the analogy? So then I just started talking about it more and more. And then it kind of just sort of fell into place. And I started doing it during the Fringe, and I'd get tweets afterwards from people being like, I broke up with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago because of your show. I broke up with my boyfriend today because of your show. I left my partner immediately after the show because everything you said was true. And I'm finding all of these hysterical because it's like one or two every week. It's, and then, and then we took it on tour. So I think like the numbers at the end of the Jigsaw tour was about 500 couples broken up and one divorce. And then Netflix came out, and then it just exploded because it sort of turned into a cult thing. Like, people either enjoyed it and affected them, or they watched it and were like, oh my God, I hate Claire's boyfriend. Claire needs to watch this. We'll show him. It kind of just turned into like, my show was like The Ring, but for bad relationships. It's not the legacy I expected from the show, but I wasn't expecting any reaction from the show. So the fact that it still happens now, like if I were to go on my Twitter right now, I get 3 tweets a day from people going, yep, you were right. Yep, you were right. Yep, you were right. It's very fun.
Jeez, that's mental.
Not a level of power you'd ever expect.